Good morning and welcome to Delicious by Debbie. I have been getting a lot of questions about how I prep like my hamburger so that I always have cooked crumbled hamburger on hand or sausage. How do I do my bacon ahead of time? So I thought today would be a good day for me to show you that. So first of all, I'm going to cook 2 pounds of frozen ground beef, and I get them at Sam's Club in these squares. And so I'm going to do 2 of those. They are frozen. I did put them in the microwave for a few minutes, just enough that I could cut the packaging off of the outside of them because they come sealed. And I'm going to cook these. So I'm going to put these in my Instapot. And I will show you the inside here in just a minute. So there I have the 2 pounds of frozen hamburger in the Instant Pot. I have them sitting on the trivet that comes with it. I'm going to put 1 cup of water in there. I don't put any seasonings in it because I'm not sure how I will use this hamburger, what I will want it for. And I might want a specific amount of seasoning of some kind in it. So I want to know when I go to use it what's in it. So I don't put any seasoning, not even salt. And then we'll put the lid on. Set it to sealing, and I'm going to set it manually for 20 minutes. And we will let that start, and I will show you when it's finished how I do it. All right, my 2 pounds of burger that I did in the Instant Pot are done, and I have them in here and I'm crumbling them. You can use different instruments to crumble with. Mine happens to be this, and it has these teeth on it, so it does a good job. But I also use my Pampered Chef chopper, and that works too. So I just want to get it crumbled enough to put it in some Ziploc bags and freeze it. And I think I've got it just about there. And I usually try to do 1 pound in each bag because a lot of recipes call for 1 pound of ground beef. So that's what I try to do. I have my bags ready, and I put what's in them, 1 pound of burger, and put a date on them so that I know I'm using up the ones that need used up first. So I'll put in, 1 pound is approximately 2 cups, usually a little bit more than that, but that's pretty much the standard. 2 cups is 1 pound. I always have a little bit more than that. All right, that's 1 pound in each one, but I do have some left, so I'm going to go ahead and divide it between the 2 of them. So it's a little over 2 cups per bag. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to get the air out of these and flatten them, and they freeze best that way. Then it isn't one big clump that has to thaw. It can just be, leaving it flat helps. I got a little bit of air left in that one. Try to get as much air out of them as I can. They keep better. There we go. 2 packages here. The burger has cooled enough that I can put it in these bags and get it in the freezer. All right, there we have 2 packages of burger ready, 1 pound in each one, and that will go in the freezer. Okay, I just showed you how I do my ground beef in my Instapot, from frozen to cooked and crumbled and in the freezer for quick dishes. Now I'm going to show you how I do my sausage. I buy my sausage in 1 pound tubes like this and bring it home. And if I don't cook it right away, I just put it in the freezer. And then when I want it, or I want to cook some up to have for like biscuits and gravy, sausage gravy and biscuits, or we like to use some of the crumbled sausage and scrambled eggs. I use it in other casseroles. So I like to go ahead and have some cooked up and in Ziploc bags in the freezer so that I have quick, and people were asking me, how do you do it? How do you do it? So today's the day I'm showing you. I've showed you ground beef. Now I'm showing you how I do my sausage. So I will put you down here where you can see. And I have had these sitting out on the counter. They're still hard, as you can hear, but I'm going to cut those metal ends off. And when I do cut it off, it strips right down to the bottom, and I cook the bottom one off. Cut the bottom one off, I meant. And there I go. I have the whole pound ready to go in the Instant Pot. Now this one happens to be Italian sausage. I cook regular sausage and Italian sausage together. I like the little extra spice that the Italian sausage gives it. Okay, there's the second pound. And this one again is just regular sausage. And if you didn't take time to let them sit out on the counter for a while and thaw, you can actually cut those metal ends off. Even when they're frozen, you can get, if you have a nice sharp knife, you can cut them off and put them in the microwave for just a few minutes. So there we go. That's our third pound. And I am going to go wash. So there's our 3 pounds of sausage in the Instapot. I'm going to put a cup of water in the bottom. I have them on that trivet that comes with your Instant Pot. I'm going to put a cup of water. I'm going to seal it. Turn it to sealing, and I'm going to set it for 25 minutes. And I'll come back when that's finished and show you. So our sausage is finished cooking in the Instant Pot, and I have crumbled it using this Pampered Chef and this with the teeth on it. And this is a little greasier than I like. Now my burger, I don't rinse it because it's only 93%. So it's 93%, so there's very little fat in it. And so I don't need to. But with sausage, I do like to, just to help us out a little bit. My husband had a stent put in a couple years ago, so I try to be careful about greasy things. So I do rinse my sausage with some hot water. It won't take any of the flavor away. It still tastes very good. But I am going to rinse that and let that sit for just a little bit and drain real good before I put it in the bags to put in the freezer. Okay, my cooked ground sausage is all ready to be bagged. And I did 3 pounds of sausage, so I know I'll need 3 bags because I put a pound in each one. I'm going to start with 2 cups, and then what I have left over, I will divide between them. And I've done the same thing with this. I've marked how much is in it, what it is, and a date. So I use up my older ones first. One more thing I would say about cooking your ground beef and your sausage in the Instant Pot. When you get it out and you drain it, don't let it sit and get completely cold, or it'll be much harder to get it chopped up the way you want it. It just, once it gets cold or chilled, it's awfully hard then to get it ground up the way you want it. A lot more chopping, a lot more work goes into it. And I learned that the hard way. You can ask me how I know. All right, there we go. Over here I have 3-pound bags. Each of them have about, I would say approximately 2.5 cups. But since I cooked 3 pounds, I consider each bag a pound. And these are ready to go in the freezer. So I've got some prep work done ahead of time for whenever I want to make something, or when my husband says he's hungry for scrambled egg with sausage and cheese in it. Makes it really easy to make. Or sausage, gravy, and biscuits. So there, all 3 bags are ready for the freezer. I'm going to show you how I do my bacon. I do it in the oven. I have my oven at 400, and I do it on sheets of parchment paper. You can either buy these sheets like I have on my tray today. They're a little bit bigger than the tray, but that's okay. Or you can buy just a roll of it and cut it. And actually, it's just about the right size if you cut it just the right width this way. Either way, either one you want to use is fine, but it just saves a dirty pan to have to clean up later. So I'm going to put you down here, and I've got these all ready, and I have some Smithfield hickory smoked bacon, and I'm going to put that on my trays. I don't overlap them at all or they stick together. I've never timed how long I bake them because everybody likes their bacon done to a different degree. Today I will try to time how long I bake this until it's done to the way that we like it. I just try to watch it closely. And I put them on different shelves, these pans, one on a top shelf and one on a lower shelf. And about halfway through, I will switch them around. And I've had my oven on. As you can see, there's a black raspberry pie on the cooling rack over there. My husband went and picked black raspberries and a few blueberries yesterday, so he deserved a pie. So I made him a black raspberry pie, and it just came out of the oven. I was waiting for it to get done so I could cook my bacon. So there's 2 pans of bacon ready to go in the oven at 400. As you can see, my first trays of bacon are done to the way we like them. And so I have a plate here with a paper towel on it. And I am going to put these on paper towels so that some of the grease can get soaked up. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cook more bacon right on these trays until I've used up both pounds of bacon that I purchased and thawed. Now, if you wanted to, there is enough bacon drippings on these trays that you could save it. If you're a person who likes to sometimes flavor things with a little bit of bacon drippings, you definitely could do that. I'm not going to save this. I'm just draining some of it off so I can cook more bacon on here. You could cook it right on there without draining that off, but I just don't want it sitting in any more grease than it has to. I'm just going to put it in here and let it cool until I can get it out of here and into my trash. All right, we'll cook some more up. I have 2 more trays of bacon ready to go in the oven. The last trays baked for 23 minutes. It also depends on the thickness of the bacon. Different types of bacon bake for different lengths of time. I've never actually timed mine till today, and it was 23 minutes. And after about 10 minutes, I switched shelves in my oven so that they got the even heat all the way around. So I'm going to go ahead and cook these. So my bacon is all cooked. It has cooled between sheets of paper towel. So now I'm going to put it in my container. And this is the container I use in the freezer. I took out some that was already in here because I want to use it up first. So I'm going to put the fresh bacon in down in here now, and I just put it in rows, however I can fit it. Like that. And I have pieces of parchment paper that I've used before that are fine. They're always in the freezer. And I'll put another row. I like to put the freshest on the bottom so we're using up what's been in there. We're not eating as much bacon as we did, so it lasts us a lot longer. And I'll put another piece of parchment paper. Normally I do about 3 or 4 pounds of bacon at a time, but we haven't been eating as much, so I only did 2 pounds this time. And with what I already had in the freezer in this container, we're going to be good for a while. Okay, another piece. And it keeps for a long time in the freezer this way. All right, that's the last of today's. And let's put some parchment paper between the fresh and what I had done already. Okay, and I'm going to put that back on top of here because this is what was already in there in the freezer. Put some more parchment paper on top, and it's ready for the freezer. So there we go. Several pounds of bacon all cooked up, and you don't have the smell of fresh bacon frying when you get this out in the morning because it's already cooked. Now today my house smells fabulous, but what you do have is the convenience. At 5:30 in the morning when I'm getting ready to go to work, I'm not going to fry bacon, but I will take a couple strips of this, put it on a paper towel in the microwave for 30 to 45 seconds, and I have bacon. So that's the convenience of it. You do it whichever way you want to, but that's how I do mine. I did want to show you my trays that I cooked the bacon on parchment paper. I literally have nothing to clean up except to wash them with hot soapy water because there is a little bacon grease on them, but they're just clean as can be if you use the parchment paper. So I just thought I'd show you that. As long as I'm showing you how I prep things today, I am doing boiled eggs in my Instant Pot. And I do the 5-5-5 method. 5 minutes on pressure, 5 minutes cool down, and then I do the rapid release, and then for 5 minutes in ice water. So they have cooked now for their time, they've cooled down, I've done the rapid release, and they are ready to come out of the Instant Pot. And I have here a bowl of ice cubes, and I take them out of the Instant Pot, put them on the ice cubes, all right. I'll go to the sink now and I'll fill that with water and I'll let those sit for at least 5 minutes, and then I'll show you how I crack them. All right, I want to show you how I do my boiled eggs. Like I said, I do them in the Instant Pot on pressure for 5 minutes. Let them sit in there for 5 minutes and then do a quick release. And then I put them in ice water for 5 minutes. And when I go to crack my eggs so I can peel them, I have a little cup here, just a drinking cup. And I put it in there and I just kind of bang it around. Makes them so easy to peel. So all 7 of them have been cracked that way. I'm going to go ahead and peel them. And they're very easy to peel when they're done in the pressure Instant Pot. Doesn't matter if they're fresh eggs, they still will peel nicely when they're done. There's something about doing them in the Instant Pot on pressure that no matter how fresh they are. You know, sometimes fresh eggs you just have such a hard time getting the shell off of them. That's never the case when they're done in the Instapot. At least I've never found it to be. So these just pop right off. And there I go. I have 7 eggs boiled. I like to eat them just boiled eggs. I like to make deviled eggs with them. They're easy for me to take to work if I want to take them for my lunch. Quick deviled egg, quick egg salad sandwich. They're all ready to go. One more hint I will show you with the boiled eggs is, for some reason, they seem to, you get water in your container, whether you use a plastic bag to store them or like a Rubbermaid like I'm using here. So I put a folded paper towel in, and it soaks up any moisture that's going to come off of them. And I don't know why they do that, but they do. And sometimes I've wondered if it's because they're still warm when I put them in. So I've done them like this when they're cold, and it still does it. So I just put them on paper towel, and when we're finished with the eggs and there's no more in there, just throw the paper towel away. But that does help to not get an egg out and have it all wet.